Okay, am I going live? Here we go. There we go. Clicking all the buttons. Hello, everybody. I'm not seeing that we are actually live, but yes, there we are. Okay. Hi, everybody. And for me, happy Christmas Eve. And for all of you, happy holidays. This is Christi Karate with Christi's Clarity. And here it is, December 24th. And this is for me Christmas Eve, and looking so forward to it with my new daughter-in-law who lives here with us. And I will tell you, we have never had the tree full of more presents under it, and I would say 2/3 of them are for her. So happy holidays to everyone. So today Christi's Clarity is expressing joy no matter what. Now, one of the things, so I've heard a lot of people talk about the fact that they don't like the holiday seasons, or this year it's not so festive, or, it's just not our normal. And what I want to do is to help you learn some tools on how to experience joy no matter what. And I'm not just talking about the holiday season. The good news is that actually there is a way for us to learn this, get it to become a habit, and then to be in us, not just as knowing about it. Okay, so if you've been listening to Christi's Clarity, or you go to Mastering the Art of Life with Christi Karate, I think you can go back and look at all of them, is that or if you've worked with me, you know that I often say that don't think the thoughts that you don't want to create, and especially don't speak them. Okay, now in this day and age, I mean, I've never lived through a pandemic. It's easy to go down that slippery slope of this is scary, or this is controlling me, or I'm not happy about it. But the thing about it is that we all have the ability to create our thoughts and our thinking. Okay, and especially when we speak them, it's a great way to stop. Thoreau said, stand guard at the portal of your mind. And I like to add to that, and of your tongue. Don't let it cross your lips if you don't want to create it, right? So, and I love to teach from this book, The Science of Getting Rich, and it's by Wallace Wattles. And he says that the most laborious work that we must do as humans is to know truth regardless of appearance. Think about it. To know truth regardless of appearance. So I'm going to put the entire quote down in here for you, and you might... I thought I was. Now it seems to be gone. Let's see. Let me do this technical thing here of copying and seeing if I can paste it in our little chat here. So this is live and this is personable, and I really appreciate all of you guys that are coming on here. And as I'm doing this, why don't you post in the comments maybe where you're coming from, what you're doing today, and geez, I am not even finding where I can post these things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this to my assistant Nava, who's on here. It's an interesting board that I'm looking at right now, but it's live, right? So I'm going to send this to Nava, and she can post this into the chat for me, so that you get the quote, the full quote, because it's got a lot more information to it than just that. But I want you to think about the idea to know truth regardless of appearance. Now, you may say, oh, but I know the truth is that we're in a pandemic. Okay, yes, that's the truth. But what are the thoughts that you can choose in order to have an experience that you want. So, for example, I've chosen my word for next year already. It's freedom, right? And people are going, well, I think we might have lockdown. If we do go to New Mexico next month, we might have to quarantine when we come back. All of these things. Now, how can I turn those thoughts around? Well, the first thing I can do is think about things that I'm grateful for. Okay, there's so many things that I am so grateful for, this wonderful home that I have to live in. I'm so grateful that our construction project for building the unit in the backyard for my son and his wife is in process. I can be grateful because it's sunny today. Look at, I've already raised my vibrational frequency. Okay, so we get to choose. Now I can apply that to, but I'm in the middle of the pandemic. Well, look at that. I get to be with them. They're in my sphere here. They're living with us. I have this wonderful home. I have a beautiful tree. I have so many things to be grateful for that I can focus on the good. I can focus on the freedom. Okay, so I hope some of you are commenting, and just because I'm not the most technical person, I can't see the chat. So hopefully Nava will respond to you for me. I want to thank all of my supporters out there, and I want you to know that I really truly want to give you the gift this year of freedom. And one of the ways that I am going to do that is that I teach universal law, right? And the reason I teach universal law is that it's like actually I'm going to talk about this next month, but it's just like the law of gravity. Once we learned how to use the law of gravity, we got the law of aerodynamics and things, then we can deliberately use the law. So when I teach the universal laws, which is in my book Beyond the Box, and you can go look at what the book is about at beyondtheboxbook.com. But Nava's also going to put in here a list of the 12 principles that I do talk, the 12 laws that I do talk about that. Okay, so let's get back to one way to experience love is to also not just look at what you're grateful for, but look at what you love. Look at what you can take joy in, take action in that brings you joy, right? So I love the sparkly lights of the holidays, okay? And so it brings me joy as I decorate. I don't decorate to please anyone else. I decorate because I love sparkly Christmas lights. And one year I decided, and I talked to Jerry and I said, let's leave the lights on our house going all year long, okay? And every time I'd pull up in the evening and those lights would be on, sparkly joy. But I also remembered that after that year, I wanted to choose to let the holiday season be that special, sparkly time of year. Last night we got in the car and we went over to see, some of the great Christmas lights in our area and things like that, and it was just really a great time. Aaron and his wife Tillery went with us, and it was a great family time, right? And then I know the other thing that people are frustrated in is the whole idea of gift giving. Okay, so I personally choose to give gifts that I feel have my heart in it, or I don't give at all. So if you haven't received a gift from me, no, it's not because I don't love you. It's because I haven't found the heart gift. But today I'm giving you the gift of these 12 laws, these 12 principles, because I love you, because I have love in my heart, and my purpose in life is to bring joy and love and to make everything around me better. So just remember, the very first part of this quote that I hope is going in the chat is, every man has the